Hello there, hope your family and friends are well. So I thought what I would do is I'll do a continuation from the previous video that I'd done, which was how you use your effects loop. And on that video I connected the mini Nova up to the Headrush Prime unit. I used to connect the mini Nova up to the original Headrush pedal board, which I've still got, and it worked really well. I've got all the effects on there I need, and it creates some phenomenal sound and patches and sort of effects when you're looking at ambient music or any other type of music really, and so using both devices were great. I just thought it was a no-brainer really, using an external device like a synth or a groove box with a pedal board. It just seems to work really well. So in this video you've already heard the audio example, and at the beginning of the audio example what you hear is the drop tune setting on, and then towards the middle of towards the other end of the song the drop tune is taken off, so you can tell the difference between playing the same chords. So what I'll do, I'll just go over the effects that we've used. First effect is the auto swell, which it's a fantastic effect. Really love using auto swell for doing sort of country and western stuff. It works really well, but even ambient stuff it works really well as well. Drop tune, which you've talked about, that's the setting I've used for drop tune. First chorus, which is a multi-chorus, which fantastic effect. I really like all the effects on the Headrush, to be honest, even the 8-bit crush. Next effect is a stereo doubler. They're the settings I've used for stereo doubler. Let's pop that back up. There we go. Dim chorus, which I really like using. Also, I noticed the fact is you can still go like that as well to look at your effects. But I just like this. It just looks really nice. I love the fact that you can change things as well, which is great. Air delay. The settings I've used for the air delay. Another bit of air. Reverb, which works really well. This is a phenomenal effect. What I wanted to do with this patch is, the overall sound I was looking for was something that's quite haunting, but also that you felt had voices in, and it works really well. It sounds quite haunting, and for this particular setting, it worked. And I thought, yeah, okay. I played about with it. I wanted to get the voice. I had an idea what I wanted in my head, what I wanted it to sound like, and I can't really go wrong with Headrush, to be honest. I always managed to create some fantastic stuff, and the unit just inspires me. It really does. Both units, I mean, pedal board and the Prime now is really the main thing I'm going to use. But I'm just blown away with, the touchscreen, everything about it really. Look at the reverb, and then the settings I've used for the reverb. On this particular patch, there's no scenes. We're using the old-fashioned standard signal path. I are using an impulse response, but you can use your own. That's my own impulse response we're using, and it sounds okay. I'm going to look at the output block and look at the input block, and then we're done. Now what would be really nice is, let's go to the input block, that you could change things by moving that up and down. That would be really smart. I know you can obviously with that, but it'd be nice if you could do that and you could see that move up. That's just a suggestion. It'd look pretty good actually. I mean, it would be another icing on the cake moment for me, because the touchscreen cannot be beaten on the Headrush unit. It can't. None of the other units do this. I do have a Boss GT1000, which I absolutely love using, and it's great for playing live. It's got all my favourite Boss effects, and I just love it. Headrush though, the touchscreen is phenomenal. I really wish, this is my own personal feelings, if the Headrush came out first before Line 6, before the Helix, things might have been a lot different for Headrush. Timing probably wasn't the great. The Helix took quite a bit of the market, but obviously Line 6 threw all this equipment out to all these big professionals. And then when the original Headrush pedal board came out, kind of got mixed reviews. A lot of people hated it. I mean, the fact is, I thought it was great because the touchscreen, how simple is it just to add an effect? If you want to put an overdrive in, how easy is that? And drag it around. and change. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. The other ones can't do that. You know, they really can't. Hands-free mode, again, absolutely phenomenal when you're playing live. It really is. You know, put your button down. There you go. You got your hands-free. So you've got level, tone, level, gain. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I'm rambling on now. But no, it really is. And I could never really understand why people thought, oh, well, I don't even know, what's that Headrush, what is it? And I really couldn't understand why not many people took this on board. And I think it's about time that, you know, I think that really Headrush should be pushing this, because although we're creating videos because we really like the products, and we do, there is a big fan base, but really Headrush should be pushing this down everyone's throat and saying, oh, this isn't, you know, maybe it might turn out that way, I don't know. And it seems to be with the release of the Prime, they've not approached anybody on the ambient side at all. You know, and there's a few other artists they've not approached. I mean, they use Al Joseph, obviously, and Al's playing and music is phenomenal, but they've not really approached any other big hitters, you know, and use this. So that's my own personal view anyway. But I do know, and what I've learnt over this week is people are actually now ditching the Helix and obviously some of the Boss units and going for the Prime, because it's got everything that everybody wants. So that's good for Headrush and good for us, and there's going to be more of a fan base. And I don't understand why not, because it's a phenomenal product. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on now. So I hope you and your family and friends are well. I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you use it and in what sort of context you use it in. So all my best wishes to you and your family and friends, and I'll create some more soon. So bye for now.